Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to subscribe and be part of this weather community. A few things going on. This big system moving back to the moving into the western U.S. Lots of rain, flooding, a lot of snow in the higher terrain. That is going to kind of piece together with the system right about here, close to Texas, all the way up through Colorado, and that will move toward the southeast U.S. and the Caribbean. So I want to get into that. Big system rolling through Bermuda right now, and the air quality, a huge issue. Plus, in this video, I want to get into the very gusty winds for a lot of us, so plenty to cover. Now, we've been dealing with the dust. A massive issue, not just the dust itself, but in the eastern Caribbean, we've had some areas, which is common for this time of year, a flu outbreak, and that is causing big issues for breathing. So I want to get to that right off the bat. A lot of us are in the orange or the red, and I'm going to show you the mapping in just a second. With that said, orange would be unhealthy if you maybe have another issue. You typically have a breathing issue, and then we throw this dust on top of it. It's even worse, or you're sick. But the red is rather unhealthy to very unhealthy. So just some members of the general public, me, you, whatever, even if you don't have a breathing issue, you could be experiencing some issues with this level of dust. So here we are in the Caribbean, United States, my friends in Mexico. We get over towards South America here. Here's Africa. We've seen this plume of dust. Sometimes this happens this time of year, but usually this is a little bit deeper into the winter and more so into the spring. But the plume of dust has rolled off. That's just the overall setup we've seen across the globe, bringing in some of that dust across the Atlantic Ocean, and that's been streaming in, that strong easterly flow with us. And you see some of these oranges popping up here, really anywhere from Dominica south. Here's St. Lucia, and you get down here in, I'll get into the ABC Islands in just a second. That's where we have some of those unhealthy levels. We're on alert for this. Again, Dominica to the south especially. The air quality has been very low in parts of Guyana and Suriname. We've got a bit of a flu outbreak in some spots. You see the reds popping up here, telling me we're in the very unhealthy, or at least borderline very unhealthy kind of stages with this air quality. And how long is it going to last? At least for another couple days. That's still kind of pluming in. We have some fires as well mixing into the equation in parts of Colombia and Venezuela, and over toward the ABC Islands. We've been dealing with some of this dust moving in. So it is getting pretty far to the west, especially for this time of year. May get a little bit of dust, Dominican Republic, Haiti, even my friends in Jamaica, but watching out for the unhealthy levels. So please take it easy if you can. I'm thinking about you. That is very important. This has been a big issue, especially with some of the sicknesses going around. Now, here's the big picture. Note this huge spin here moving into parts of Canada and the western U.S. Here's that spin we've been tracking near Bermuda, bringing some heavier weather this morning and some gusty winds. Now, let me show you how it's all tied together, and I want to get into the winds. We've got this system rolling in here, moisture pooling in here from the Pacific over toward the Gulf. We get this flow. This is by the time we get into Friday. I'm going to zoom down in a second, and then it all gets tied in and starts to wrap around, and we have a new developing storm system right here on Saturday. And look what happens, the tail end of it, bringing some rain back through the Gulf of Mexico. Hopefully parts of Texas get some much needed rain, but there's some of the rain right there. Snow, especially the front range of the Denver area as we get back toward Colorado. And then you see this system here kind of winding up right here, southeast U.S., and it dips down into the Caribbean. And I want to show you the surge, a big surge of cooler weather for some of us that will move in. This is Sunday, and then there's not a lot to kind of move this. There's a lot of spacing between storm systems, I'll just put it that way. So it just kind of slowly spins around here. This is by Monday, just spinning around, and look at that rain potential from Bermuda through the Bahamas over toward Cuba, even Jamaica. Now it's a little bit too early. I was trying to get some rain totals, a little bit too early to tell. I want to see the system develop a little bit more, but Northern Caribbean, Monday into Tuesday, even Sunday for some of us across the Bahamas, we'll see the higher chance of rain around, and then we get the cooler weather and watch another system pulling in to the United States. Now the winds are everything with the cooler weather. It just kind of dictates things as far as the overall weather is concerned. term. Gusty winds, this white shading near Bermuda, but finally leaving as we work our way into tonight. We've had some of the gusts around 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers an hour near Bermuda. So that system leaves, and then here you see this southeasterly flow here meeting this westerly flow here. So things are kind of gathering in this area, Mexico up toward the U.S. And then you see some of the gusty winds right here. Storm system on Saturday starts to develop. Winds out of the east. So watching the dust over toward Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Lucia, for example, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But then we get this southerly flow here on Saturday ahead of this developing storm system. But look what happens. By Sunday, it starts to move in. Look at those winds across Texas, parts of Mexico, coming in out of the northwest, and these are going to be gusty. Heads up, my mariners out there. If you're captain of a ship or you have any boating interest, fishing interest, we're going to see gale warnings definitely for parts of the Atlantic waters, Caribbean, and the Gulf, and there's the big surge. By Monday, we have this spin right here near the northern Bahamas. Again, not tropical in nature, but a very sprawly big system. And look at those gusty winds right out of the northwest all the way down through Cuba, parts of the Cayman Islands. Belize will get a northwesterly flow, parts of Guatemala, El Salvador, get toward Mexico, even Honduras. So this is going to be a surge of some strong winds of 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour. The gust right through here in a large region, rather large region to see this time of year, such a big wind maker. And that's what I'll be watching as well, along with the rain. I know a lot of us need to get some rain, trying to fill up some of the cisterns that have run dry. So that's what I'll be monitoring. So I want to give you a closer look. This is as we work our way into our Friday. Again, it looks like, hey, maybe not a whole lot. We're dealing with the very poor air quality. But as we get into Saturday, look how it starts to shape up. We see that rain working into the Gulf of Mexico. And be mindful, not only do we have gusty winds behind this, but it's going to be cooler. That'll usher in, again, another shot of some cooler air in the northern Caribbean next week. This is by Sunday, and it's kind of a slow mover, just a big broad system. So that's why it's such a large wind field. Gusty winds even far away from some of the heavier rain. And you see here, by the time we get into Monday, we'll be dealing with some rain in some spots, and of course, very strong winds and elevated seas, to say the least. We're going to have very choppy, dangerous seas in many spots. The Gulf is going to be rocking Sunday into Monday. So Jamaica, as of now, rain chance about 20%. Cayman Islands, next 3 days, 10 to 20%. We're kind of looking beyond that early next week for that better chance. Trinidad and Tobago, the biggest issue, again, is going to be our dust around the lower air quality. Trinidad and Tobago, watching the low air quality, not a lot of rain over toward Grenada. Could see a very small chance the next few days. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, small chance. Low air quality, same thing as we get toward Barbados. Even back toward St. Lucia, isolated shower, low air quality. Now, it's a little bit better, but still some of the dust around. Please keep me posted in the comments. Martinique, Dominica. Rain chance bumps up a touch tomorrow in Dominica, 40% chance, but still watching out for some air quality issues. Guadeloupe, a passing shower. We swing back toward Antigua and Barbuda, rain chance 20%. 20% chance St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat. 20 to 30% chance Anguilla and St. Bart's. And then we'll see next week how this next storm system shapes up. 20 to 30% chance St. Martin, Saba, over toward Statia. Puerto Rico, better chance of some rain today with that system just to the north. That's going to keep some spotty showers around. Same thing, U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands. Dominican Republic could see some of those scattered showers. About a 30% chance today in Haiti, a 20% chance for tomorrow. Mainly dry across the Bahamas, kind of in between storm systems. Same thing, Turks and Caicos, some choppy seas though. Rain chance 10% in Cuba and about a 10 to 20% chance in Belize, and right across the Yucatan and Mexico over toward Cancun. Very limited chance. Rain chance 20% in Aruba, 20% chance in Curacao and Bonaire. And again, watching some of the lower air quality, watching that storm system leaving us in Bermuda. Another one's actually going to drop down from the north, and then we'll be watching off to the west for next week. A lot going on in Bermuda. Costa Rica, rain chance 30 to 40% over toward Panama. Guyana, again, low air quality as we get back toward Suriname and even toward northern Venezuela, especially northeastern Venezuela. So air quality alerts, they are out. That major system entering the U.S. that will really wind up over the next 24 to 36 hours. It will be closer by this weekend, bringing rain, cooler air, and some dangerous seas. And of course, monitoring the earthquakes. I'll keep you posted on all of that. So thank you for being part of this weather community, and have a great rest of your day.